I'll check YouTube.
Okay. Oh. No, you're good. I got X.
You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Saturday night's all right for fighting, and we've got a marquee matchup ahead of us. Visiting the Nest today is a Highlander program in the gauntlet of their schedule. 3 straight top 20 opponents, all on the road, including a loss to Ohio State yesterday. As for the hometown Cardinals, it's been a victory lap. NJIT is the first Division I opponent slated this year. With votes received, they're effectively 22nd in the nation to Ball State's 16 rank. The Flock lost a set to the D2 Missouri S&T Miners yesterday, but now look for an Iandolo staple win. Welcome to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. I'm Dylan Budd. To my left is Sam Klug. And Sam, considering the pedigree of both programs today, we're due for a surplus of high-quality volleyball.
That's right, both teams, one team off to a hot start, the other not so much. The Highlanders 0-3, the Cardinals 2-0. We really get to see today who can either continue or put an end to the fall down the hill.
And you mentioned the Highlanders at that 0-3 record, but as we know with their program, that record, especially in the non-conference schedule, tends to be pretty deceiving.
Yeah, our good friend Jaron Matheny was talking with their head coach as he's calling the game on ESPN today, and he said it was important, said Coach Gonclaves, that they schedule those tough opponents and ranked opponents early on in the season to get them ready for games like this. I mean, they played number 2 Hawaii twice, and they just played number 14 Ohio State yesterday. They haven't won a set yet, but I'd like to think this team is the most prepared they've ever been all season so far.
They made the 3-hour trip from Columbus to Muncie this morning. Will face Purdue-Fort Wayne tomorrow to finish the road trip. But looking at this squad roster-wise, there's a lack of seniority, and maybe that's been a contribution as to some of the errors so far.
Yeah, they have one senior on the team so far this year, Andrew Fed-Masu. And outside of that, a lot of the people who are producing and being impact players are younger. Right now, the leader in kills and kills per set is Andre Alacio. He's a freshman that joined the team this semester, so only a couple of weeks ago when school got back into session. So like you said, that could be one of their downfalls. They're a young team, and the future is bright.
But the positive of looking down this roster, and in the crazy world that we know of NIL, none of these guys come in from the transfer portal. None of these guys left for the transfer portal in this past offseason.
That's right. They're staying committed to their school. I like to think they also love the education they're getting there. It's a technology institute. I'm sure their classes are not easy, but also goes to show kind of the culture head coach Danny Gonclaves is building in his 12th season, and he continues to build.
With turning over to the Ball State Cardinals, there were a lot of lost players, especially talent at either pin with Tinashe and Davizocheva, Rajay Aline, various players as such, and including the departure of head coach Donan Cruz. There was a little bit of concern that the Cardinals would pave paradise and put up a parking lot, but the transition between regimes has been seamless.
Seamless is a perfect word. I mean, and you look at the head coach, it's a perfect match to lead your program as you try and continue the success they've had. Head coach Mike Iandolo is a guy who has been around college volleyball for like almost the past decade, and he has retained a lot of these players. You go down the list. One guy that sticks out is Patrick Rogers, a team captain, and picked as the MIVA Player of the Year in the preseason. And then the guy who has been fantastic so far to this season, Ryan Lewis, nicknamed the Baby Giraffe. He was amazing last year, but like we've talked and before we got on air, it's really his coming out season so far.
This is the first season under the helm for Coach Iandolo, but those first two opponents were the Division III Trine and Division II Missouri S&T. This really is the first true test for his tenure and a true litmus test for the rest of the season.
That's right. Both of these teams kind of moved opposite ways. Right now, Ball State kind of started lower on the spectrum. Their first team was a D3 school. Their second one was a D2 school, and now they finally met their first D1 opponent here. For the Highlanders, they started the other way with some of the top teams in the top 16 in the rankings, and now they meet the Cardinals. Let's see if they can finally capture a set and maybe a game.
Both squads lining up and greeting the Worthen faithful, but we turn over to impact players. You briefly mentioned him for the Ball State Cardinals. Who needs a big performance today after one last night?
It's going to be Ryan Lewis. Last night he had 25 kills. That would be a career high for him. And like we said, this is his season so far. He wasn't even picked all MIVA preseason, but he's writing off the coaches right now. He's been fantastic.
It has been the coming out party of the sophomore from Surprise, Arizona. As for NJIT, who needs to step up today to sneak out of Muncie with a victory?
Well, it's the leader on the team in kills per set, Andre Alacio, only a freshman from Brazil, but he has been fantastic so far. Probably a guy Ball State doesn't have a ton of film on or a lot of information about, but you got to be on the lookout for him.
The national anthem and starting lineups will be announced momentarily. We're going to take a quick breather over here. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Hadassah Harris with CBS's WLFI 18, a proud SportsLink alum. Chirp, chirp.
You're listening to Ball State Volleyball, streaming live with SportsLink Digital.
Now back to the arena.
Back to the arena is right. We are fired up at the volleyball capital of the world, the great Muncie, Indiana, setting host to two very prestigious teams. Ball State in their battle red uniforms, white gradient, white numbers, black trim. The libero, Adir Ben Slush, will be in the black jersey with the red gradient, red numbers, white trim. Now, as for NJIT, they are in their visiting white with red numbers and a navy blue trim. But starting lineups are just about to be announced, and we look at the hometown Cardinals first. Will Basilio will be one of the two outside hitters, the pride of Ontario, Canada. As mentioned, the libero today will be Adir Ben Slush, as Victor Scherer from Quincy nurses an injury in the early goings. The setter will be Macho himself, Lucas Machado, coming off of a career-high 54 assists last night against Missouri S&T. After that, it'll be Ryan Lewis, who's been outstanding in the early goings. As you mentioned, a career-high 25 kills last night for Baby Giraffe. The man in the middle is Braden Savitsky-Lind, the pride of Roscoe, Illinois. Rounding out the lineup, number 20, Patrick Rogers, P-Rod himself, one of the four captains, Captain America as he is affectionately called here. The other man in the middle will be Will Patterson. Just played one set yesterday, the fourth tallest MIVA player out of Loveland, Ohio. Sam, what do you see when you look at this rotation?
Well, I really want to touch on number 19, Braden Savitsky-Lind. He's now a junior. He's really waited his turn, but he can be so versatile. He's going to start in that middle blocker position, but he can play the outside just as well as anybody on this team. He's attacking at a 368 clip right now, one of the better attackers. And again, we talked about it in the pregame, a lot of that offensive talent that graduated, such as Mr. T, Rajay Aline. Now it's guys like Braden that need to step up, and Ryan Lewis has also been a product of that have really helped the Cardinals so far this season.
As we turn over to the NJIT Highlanders, their starting lineup being announced right now. The libero in red with white numbers and navy blue trim will be Ron Tidhar. One of the guys in the middle, the pride of Plainfield North High School, Andrew Fedmasu. An outside hitter, Diego Lopez, donning number 9. Our impact player, the outside hitter, Andre Aleshu, the pride of Brazil. Harrison Gerard, the sophomore outside hitter, will be another man that gets the nod. The setter today, we believed it was going to be Bruno Figueiredo. Instead, Adam Uriniak will get the nod today.
First start of the season for him.
And to close out the roster, it is Alex Hines from Hermosa Beach, California, second-team All-American in high school. The freshman has shown out in the early going. So a little bit of shuffling today in the starting lineup. Sam, do you see anything particular there?
Well, Alex Hines is a guy we did not expect to start. He gets the nod as this team looks for their first set win, maybe mixing it up a little bit. It's cool to see someone who's not usually going to get a start finally get the nod, and that's what we're seeing here today.
And when we talked to Coach Ian Dolo at the beginning of the season, one of the goals that he set for his squad was to find a consistent starting lineup. It appears that they will shuffle around some as well. Yesterday, Jacob Surrett came in the second set and never lost that middle blocker spot. Today, turns out he will start over Will Patterson. An interesting move from Coach Iandolo, and something we could see as the season goes on from the junior from Orange Coast College.
It is interesting, and also the fact that after that first set, the Cardinals really didn't slow down. They returned back to their form, and again, I don't think Ball State really needs to know what their lineup will be until they get to MIVA play. They're still testing things out, trying to see what fits best, and it hasn't slowed them down one bit.
Non-conference play is the experimental phrase. Will Basilio, Adir Ben Slush, Lucas Machado, Jacob Surrett, Ryan Lewis, Braden Savitsky-Lind, and Patrick Rogers. Again, for NJIT, Harrison Gerard, Andre Aleshu, Adam Uriniak, Diego Lopez, Alexander Hines, Ron Tidhar, Victor Novak, and Andrew Fedmasu. Sam, it's International Athlete Day here in Muncie, and we've got 6 guys on the Cardinals squad that are from overseas and 7 respectively for the NJIT Highlanders, and all of them have been such a credit and such an impact to these programs.
Yeah, both teams really looking to the international waters for talent, and that's what we've seen here today. Both teams coming from everywhere, not other than a couple guys from New Jersey on NJIT. Not a lot of the players are from the same state.
Beauty of volleyball, such an international sport. So many players from Brazil, especially on either side. I point to Lucas Machado, Andre Aleshu, among others. A lot of impact and a lot of talent overseas. As Steve Shondell rings through Worthen Arena, we get ready to find out who serves first as we see some shuffling of liberos, some ceremonial rotation. It'll be Will Basilio. Check that. Lucas Machado.
They look a lot alike, so I don't blame the mistake there.
Machado leads the way with 4 service aces for Ball State. In the early goings, Macho will start us off.
Interesting note for the Cardinals, brand new jerseys this year.
Sam, I'm fired up about this one.
This should be a good one. Both teams ranked higher in the polls, even with NJIT with 3 losses.
The gallop, the swing, and we are underway in Worthen Arena. The first attack to Aleshu, monster block from Ryan Lewis. Patrick Rogers finishes it off, and 1 point, 1 Ball State lead.
Looked like there might have been some attacking errors there into the net by the Highlanders. But again, Ball State standing strong by the net.
The southpaw Machado to rise again. The attack from Hines will land past the arm of Basilio. Highlanders knotted up.
Machado kind of left Basilio alone in the backfield back there, and the Highlanders picked off a wide open spot in the back near corner.
Now the libero Tidhar comes in for the Highlanders to serve. It's Adam Urinyik. From the far right side, he offers to Slush. Machado, Rogers gets his first.
Far side attack looking crispy. He went from the very far side almost to the very near side, nearly a 90-degree attack. It was able to work there, and the Cardinals have the lead again.
From one high-flying blonde to another, it was Ryan Lewis in the outside hitter spot. Normally see him as the opposite hitter, but Rogers will serve now. Another one up the middle to Hines, grabbed by Surrett. Alacio has his turn. Machado ups it. Rogers in reverse to Basilio on two. Blasted off the arm of Victor Novak, and the Cardinals now up 3-1. Will Basilio in his first kill of the day, dominating fashion from the Canadian. It'll be Rogers once more. Top spin to add some speed. Touches the top of the net. Highlanders can't corral it. An unflattering service ace for the senior.
Not a lot of the guys on this Ball State team have more aces than errors, and Rogers is one of them. That is his fourth ace now. Almost was an error, though.
A peek at the ball, and from the stripe, Rogers starts us off again. Upped by Lopez. Alacio on the opposite side. Discombobulation between Basilio and Slush. Falls safely out of play for a Highlanders point.
There's approximately 4 Cardinals right there trying to block the ball, and the Highlanders were still able to get that one down and off a Cardinal hand. Quite the play from the team.
Seams left for the freshman phenom Andre Alacio. Rogers, one-on-one with Machado. Some contact at the net. Called on Alex Hines. Cardinals get another 5-2.
It looked like Machado almost reached over the net. If he didn't make contact, no error, no foul play there. But the Highlanders were not happy with that call. It's 5-2 Cards.
It's now Jacob Surrett in his first start as a Ball State Cardinal. The junior comes from Orange Coast College in California. Started as the third middle blocker on the depth chart. He now is aside Braden Savitsky-Lind. Lopez gets it opposite side to Nowak. As soon as that ball was swung, already the celebration began.
Novak had some power behind that slam. You need to see more of that if NJIT wants any chance of hanging with this Cardinal offense.
Now the 6'6" freshman Alex Hines, one of the men in the middle for the Highlanders, serves to Rogers. Machado. Rogers from the back row blasts Alacio. 6'3", Cardinal advantage.
Andre Alacio was in the perfect spot to defend that ball from P-Rod. But again, there's just too much power behind Team USA's player.
Ryan Lewis gets his first swing at it. 2-on-1. Highlanders wanted a call over the net. Urinyk was stonewalled by Machado and Surrett.
We're going to see one of these famous Ball State runs right now. On a 2-0 run right now. NJIT cannot let them get up to that 10 or maybe even 15 number. They got to hang with them.
Coach Gonclaves having some discourse with his players as Lewis gets the serve off. Off the arm of Gerard and into the third row. Service ace for Ryan Lewis.
His first of the season coming into today. He had 6 errors. He finally notches one.
And Ryan Lewis, who's been unbelievable, gets another service ace and triggers the timeout from Coach Gonclaves. A minute separating us between intermission and game time. We're going to take just a short break. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Ball State Volleyball, streaming live with SportsLink Digital.
Now back to the arena.
SportsLink Digital Radio is presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by our showroom at the corners of McGalliard and Morrison Roads, or check out our website at victorymuncie.com. Again, victorymuncie.com. Timeout is concluded. We're about to get back underway here in the first set. Cardinals running away 8-3 over the New Jersey Institute of Technology Highlanders. Ryan Lewis kickstarts the rally. Another service ace, 2 straight for the sophomore from Arizona.
To think he came into today with 6 errors and not a single ace, and now he's starting to do it. That shows why he was our impact player.
Just now putting it together is Ryan Lewis. He gets one more try and sends it over. This time Aleshu can corral. The attack from Lopez catches hands and goes out of bounds.
2 good bodies up there for the Cardinals to try and block that one. Hands angled the wrong way, though. It shoots out of offstage right. Cardinals not able to get that point.
It's a tool for Harrison Girard. Next to serve is Victor Novak. Another international athlete from Sladice, Poland. He gets his turn. Rogers a diving save. We go to Basilio one-on-one. He wins.
Back left corner of the Terraflex wide open between 2 Highlanders right there, and Machado takes advantage.
Now Basilio, after getting the K, gets the reward of serving. From the left side, it crosses the timeline. Lopez. Figueiredo, Urinic checks that, gets it down, and finds the campfire. It's 10-5 Cardinal lead.
Urinic with a little bit of a fake. Looked like he was going to set, instead just tapped it over the net. A little bit of trickery gets them their 5th point of the set.
So now the reward of serving for the 6'4 freshman Urinic. Schluch, Machado, Savitsky, Lynn, right down Broadway. Highlanders can do nothing about it.
Too much power from Savitsky Lind. He hit it so hard, even the back row couldn't contain that one. The Cardinals are just going straight power, power, power right now.
And 3 straight possessions where whoever gets the kill gets the reward of serving. This time, Braden Savitsky Lind, but catches the lattice. Highlanders get it back 11-6.
He's about the only player on the team who had more aces than errors. He had 10-6 coming into today, and that will make it his 7th error.
Now to serve from the right down the middle of the right side, it's Andrew Fedmasu, the one senior on the Highlanders from Plainfield North High School. The Tiger touches the top of the rubber, can't get it through. Service error for the veteran.
Yeah, Fedmasu, preseason All-EIVA. A rare award for these Highlanders, about the only guy on the team.
Machado gets another chance at it, almost touches the Jumbotron, but Lewis takes advantage. 14-6 now for the Cardinals. Amidst the scramble between Aleshu and the setter Urinic, Ryan Lewis finishes it off. Now the lefty Machado once more. Girard to Aleshu, on 2. Does it catch a Cardinal hand before going out of bounds? Yes. 13-7 now. Cardinals still lead.
It looked like Ben Shalouche didn't know whether to touch it or not. He thought there was a chance it was out of bounds. He went for the save. It landed inside the line anyway. And a point for the Highlanders.
Now the Frontier tries to get it together, but another serve out of play. Little too much on it. Rogers gets the honor now.
And that time, Ben Shalouche held his tongue and was able to have some discipline there. That point goes to the Cardinals.
From Rutherford, New Jersey, here's Rogers. Blasts it Lopez's way. Up the middle now to Hines, off the arm of Sluice and into daylight. Working the middle are the Highlanders, 14-8.
A very steady game so far. Both teams getting some highlight plays and some constant attacks, but right now the Cardinals have that 6-point advantage.
Seems left once more for Elishu. That ball goes way out of play. Must have hit the wrong part of his hand, but that almost hit one of the fans, Sam.
Yeah, that one definitely came off the hand, kind of funky. They got to clean up from the service line if NJIT wants any chance of winning.
Now it's Surratt. Touches the top of the tape. Gerard can handle it. Elishu just has to free ball it over. It's scramble mode. Lewis just taps it, but Lopez corrals. In reverse to Hines, who blasts into daylight. There's some positive momentum for the Highlanders. It's 15-9.
And you know, the Highlanders aren't even hitting all that bad. Right now they're hitting at a 50% clip, yet it's not good enough. They're still down 6 points, and the main reason is Ball State hitting at an 87.5% clip right now.
And now checking into serve is Gustavo Cherkanovic. Haven't seen much time for him this year. Lewis on 2, blasts it through. Tattooing the ball is the Arizona kid.
There's been a lot of kill attempts from the Cardinals targeting that back row, and a lot of them have gone down. That's not something you see so often throughout college volleyball, but it looks like Ball State is making that a priority this season.
After the smack from the sophomore, he gets another turn at serving. Lopez and Elishu both get it. Now Nowak on 3 still gets it down. Machado beside himself. The Highlanders get to double figures.
Yeah, there's not really a reason Ball State shouldn't have gotten that point. There were 3 players right there, up all 3 middle front line guys, I should say, for the Cardinals, and it just came off the arm a really funky way.
Now the Polish power of Wiktor Nowak begins another rally. Basilio, Machado, Lewis opposite side, completely thumps Ron Tidhar. Yet another for Ryan Lewis.
That's probably the hardest ball I've seen Ryan Lewis ever hit. I mean, Tidhar had no chance. He fell on his back, for crying out loud. It was too much right to the chest area, and the ball just fell flat.
A facial for the sophomore. Now it's the Canadian Basilio. Has some time on the Canadian national team. Was the tournament MVP for their squad. Triple block over Gerard. Patrick Rogers finishes it off. P-Rod making his presence felt. Just the first kill, or the second, excuse me, for Rogers. What power he's got on that right arm. Timeout taken by New Jersey.
Neva, preseason player of the year, and for that fact, he has been outstanding so far today, playing in all facets of the Cardinal offensive and defense. What a kill.
Was elected to be a team captain this year. When we asked Coach Iandolo about it, he had said that in his conversations with Rogers, he had said, if you're being Pat, then the guys will follow. But Rogers insisted this year as a senior, he's got to be more vocal. He's got to be more of a leader to his guys in not just the intangibles. Coach Iandolo had said, as good as Rogers is, he's on an even better level than years past. "20 seconds left until we get back into game action. And man, Sam, it has been all Cardinals.
It really has, and it really breaks down to how many errors the team is making from the service line. Right now, NJ Institute of Technology has 3, the Cardinals only 1, and that separates them from about a 15-10 ratio. I mean, you take away those 3 errors, that's a big swing. And then again, the hitting percentage, Ball State nearly perfect at a 90% right now. and NJT not even hitting that bad. They're at 40, but that's a 50% difference.
Will Basilio will get us back underway. 18-10 Cardinals in the opening set at Worthen Arena. Lopez to Aleshu on 3. Schlush corrals. Machado, Rogers just pushes it over, and it's all he needed. 19 for Ball State.
Two-hand attack from Rogers right there. Saw a hole in the defense, plopped the ball right down.
Some clapping from the Cardinals sideline. Basilio a bounce on the Terraflex, and we're back underway. Off the arm of Aleshu, that ball is soaring. Gerard dries his hand. Does it touch a Cardinal? No, it doesn't. Too much mustard, goes out of bounds, and the Cardinals win the race to 20.
Yeah, this has really just been a dominant set from Ball State. I can't think of the last time they held a team below 15 points in the first set, but it's probably not very often.
Didn't even do so against Trine in the season opener, and that's a Division III team. Big swing for Fedmasu, but it goes out of bounds. Had to contort himself, but did so just a little too much. It's 21-10 Cardinal advantage. Looking at the replay from the Jumbotron, that really was a close call. Fedmasu wanted a review. They didn't get it. It might have touched that line. Free balled over from Novak. Now back row Basilio, untouched. 22 points for Ball State.
Continuing to pepper the back row. And if I'm head coach Gonclaves, I am making an emphasis in that huddle. You have to watch the back row and defend it like it's your home.
The 5th straight serve for Basilio. Gerard gets another touch. Monster block by Lucas Machado. One-on-one, and the Brazilian gets it down.
The blocking is going to be a key point of emphasis for Ball State. Yesterday, the Highlanders only had 2 blocks total. That's what Ball State's averaging per set.
Roof service from the setter. Basilio has another. Hit by Hines. Machado stuffs another down. 2 straight for the setter. Game point in dominating fashion. It's 24-10 here at Worthen.
Yeah, even in the Hawaii game, the Highlanders got up to 11 in 2 of their sets. They have not been held to only 10 at all this season.
Will Basilio, for the most dominant set of the year, tries to finish it off. Aleshu from the back row. Basilio, Machado, Lewis on 2. Lands in the coffin corner. Check that, falls out of bounds. Worthen is stunned. Still game point, but it's 24-11. Really thought Lewis got it in bounds, but no dice. Highlanders stay alive, and Harrison Gerard gets us back underway. No more serves from the Cardinals. Seems right for the sophomore. Schlush. Machado dumps it down himself, but completely stonewalled by Fedmasu.
Cardinals trying to get a little too cute right here. Back-to-back errors, and they kind of just need to put an end to this set. You're up so much. Get into the huddle and try and win set 2.
Gerard stares down Rogers. The serve. Schlush. Aleshu with a 2-handed jam. No Cardinal can get to it. 2 birds come sprawling, but neither can get an arm.
There was way too much on that dig out by the Cardinals. Almost went back over into the Highlanders side. And again, we have another set point. But this thing's kind of getting out of hand. They've on a 3-0 run now.
Now there's a sweat stain on the Terraflex from Ryan Lewis sprawling all the way over. Gerard trying to keep the first set alive. Basilio, Machado, Rogers gets it down. Patrick Rogers, 4 kills is all he needs. And the first set goes to the hometown Redbirds, 25-13 in dominating fashion.
Dominating indeed. Got a little dicey there at the end, but Ball State ends their first set since a dominating win yesterday with another form of domination versus the Highlanders.
The first 3-minute timeout now in order. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Don't go anywhere.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Jaron Matheny with Summit City Sports at Indiana Tech Athletics, a proud SportsLink alum. Go Cards!
You know, we didn't get Jaron Matheny to come up here to the Eagle Eye of Worthen Arena, but he's down at Media Row calling this game for ESPN, and the former Ball State alum has a lot to be happy about, Sam. 25-13 win for the Cardinals, the largest margin of any set this season.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a emphasis on how dominant Ball State has been, or maybe how tired the Highlanders are. I mean, they're coming off quite the road trip to Hawaii and then playing in Columbus yesterday. They've done some traveling, but I also think Ball State's probably a super prepared team, playing some lesser opponents, getting some wins, and getting comfortable with their teammates.
And you have to wonder, facing a Division II team and then the 22nd effectively ranked team in consecutive nights, how do you prepare for that, and how much time do you dedicate to one versus the other? You know, you got to be curious if there was maybe a little less time on Missouri S&T than NJIT. Whatever it is, it's paid off in the early goings for Ball State, losing the first set yesterday. And the first set today, the opening stanza, just completely wiping the floor with the Highlanders.
Yeah, you put it right on the button right there. Wiping the floor is exactly what happened. And if I'm a Cardinal fan, I'm looking for more of that in set number 2.
All the small things leading to a Cardinal advantage early on.
Highlanders still yet to win a set this year, and that one was nowhere near close enough to get it done. They had some close sets versus the Buckeyes. Pretty much all the sets versus Hawaii were clean sweeps by the Rainbow Warriors. But again, another MIVA team yesterday in the Buckeyes, one of Ball State's main rivals in the MIVA.
The Highlanders have been trading the libero jersey. Both Diego Lopez and Ron Tidhar are donning the red jersey. White numbers, navy blue trim, the rest of the Highlanders in their away whites.
Yeah, Lopez, a guy who's listed as an outside hitter, but he only stands at 6'1", so it does kind of make sense he fills in that libero position quite often.
No one else, excluding Tidhar, is labeled as a defensive specialist or libero of any sort, so I suppose someone has to make that substitution when Tidhar needs a breather.
That's right. I mean, some teams you see maybe 2 or 3 guys. Men's volleyball, it's probably about 1 or 2 for the Cardinals. Ben Shalush, obviously, as well as Jackson Herrick.
Adam Urinyik gets us going in set 2. Rogers gets an arm. One-on-one, Nowak and the sliding Machado had to battle for a mishandled dig from Rogers, and the first point goes to New Jersey.
Kind of a confusing end there. Both players looking up at the referee for that call. They didn't really know where the call was going to go.
Now Urinyik again, the 6'4" freshman. Second rally, Rogers again. Machado, this time to Braden Savitsky-Lynn, but kept up. Aleshu got his turn. Rogers had to make a diving play to not touch the ball, and the Cards even it up 1-1.
What a smart play by Ryan Lewis. He was going right toward the ball. He took his hands away at the very last second, And had he hit that, it would have been a Highlander point. This time, the Cardinals knotted up at 1 apiece.
And now it's the junior setter, Lucas Machado. Macho gets us underway. Alacio, Urinyik. Finished off by Alex Hines.
You know, sometimes simple is better. Right there, NJIT kind of went simple. They didn't go for the big kill. They kind of just tapped it over. And I think they caught Ball State a little off guard. And, you know, that gives them the point. Maybe that's kind of what the message was in between sets.
And now from the left side, the Highlanders work. Alacio touches the tape, but Schluch recovers. Machado in reverse to Rogers, finds daylight and gets the opening in the middle.
A perfect image of backspin right there. Rogers hitting the very underside of the ball, making it spin, and it falls directly in between 4 NJIT players.
High IQ roll shot for the senior. He now serves from the right side. The attack from Nowak goes off the pole, but not before touching Will Basilio's left arm. NJIT leads 3-2.
Ball State obviously has the height advantage, and for NJIT to get a block right there, especially at the net, is a huge point of emphasis throughout the game, and good for them, they got it there.
Another chance for Alex Hines. Short serve, Rogers. Machado tried for it, but Fedmasu stuffs it and then slapping the underside of Urinyik.
Another serve that fell quite short, but it's kind of used as a tactic, as it put Patrick Rogers on the floor trying to dig that ball up, and then he was pretty much out of the play overall.
Now there's a little momentum for the Highlanders. Short serve from Hines again. Machado all the way to Basilio. Tried for the alley-oop, but falls into the black. Highlanders lead 5-2.
Yeah, Basilio had that wide open, but I think his hand kind of got caught on the ball, held on for it for a little too long, and he just forced it out of bounds.
Almost like he palmed it midair.
That's exactly what happened.
So Hines gets another swing. The exchange. Surrett, Machado on his knees. Lewis gets a swing, but corrected by the Highlanders. Lewis and Surrett completely stuffing Andre Alacio.
Another thing Ball State really needs more of in set number 2 is blocks, and that's finally happening.
Now Jacob Surrett. Surrett back in action from the far right side. Off of Moorhead, who now gets some time. One-on-one, Fedmasu on Savitsky Lind, and the ladder. Roof service. Cardinals starting to claw their way back. It's 5-4. Visitors still lead.
Back-to-back blocks, and I just mentioned it in between those. That's something they need an abundance of.
Surrett this time into the network. Now 6-4. A little bit of a cushion for New Jersey.
Yeah, Surrett, a guy who has yet to get an ace, has struggled at the service line as the Cardinals have overall. And it happens there again.
The opposite hitter, Victor Novak, gets us back. Rogers evades it and falls out of bounds. Margin is now within 1 again.
Smart IQ volleyball right there. We've seen it from Ryan Lewis and now Patrick Rogers. Avoiding the ball when you know it's going to go out of bounds and kind of having just that awareness that it's a free, basically a free point if you let that just trail out of the court.
And the lanky golden locked Lewis gets it underway. Machado fighting for it with Urinyik. Ball State gets the point. Some discussion going on between Coach Gonclaves and the official. It would be tied up 6-6, but a stoppage in play. Looks like Coach Gonclaves is going to send this to review, pulls out the green card.
Yeah, it was oddly weird. Worthen fell completely silent. Pretty much everybody was confused about that call. And then out of nowhere, they're like, all right, Cardinal point. So it makes sense Coach Gonclaves wants to take a look at that one. If it does stand, we're knotted up at 6 apiece.
The Machado block was clean. The question is whether or not it hit the pole, I believe. But the unfortunate part about us being up here in the Eagle Eye is we don't get to see what's going on in the review. We have no idea what this call could be on. And on such a bang-bang play in such a fast environment as men's volleyball, as intellectual as we can be, we know just as much as you listening at home.
That's
no
right.
Clue. No
Dylan,
clue.
it's kind of like that. We wish we had those seats we had in Bowling Green.
Yeah, down in media row.
Right by the replay machine.
Maybe get a chance to peek at the monitor and see what the call may be. But at this point, nope. We're a little higher up at Worthen Arena from Muncie, Indiana, the volleyball capital of the world. Still some discourse going on between both squads. This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State SportsLink. For more information about our program, feature stories, and other information as such, be sure to check out ballstatesportslink.com. Again, ballstatesportslink.com, ranked #1 in the country out of sports media programs per the Broadcast Educators Association. In the second stanza, it is currently tied 6-6 between the Ball State Cardinals and the New Jersey Institute of Technology Highlanders, but a review is underway that would be a 2-point swing if overturned. Really a chance for an expedited timeout for both of these teams, and you can tell both head coaches, Gonclaves and Iandolo, are using it as such. Still some discussion as the official looks over the replay booth. Looks like there's a call. The anticipation is killing the crowd at Worthen. Whistle blows. What's the call? It is NJIT's point. Machado must have gotten the block clean, but either it fell out of bounds or hit one of the pins.
Must have. Kind of some confusion there. Looked like the ref faked this out, pointing to Ball State, but right now it's a 7-5 set NJIT. Already close to the 13, halfway there that they got in set #1 and leading by 2.
So rather than 6-6, it's now 7-5 Highlander lead. Ryan Lewis tries to put a stop to that and finds the coffin corner. Cardinals put it within 1.
NJIT arguing that they didn't touch the ball there. Refs say otherwise, and Ball State back within 1.
Lewis and Rogers lead the way for either squad with 5 kills apiece, but now it's Basilio. Coming off of a double-double yesterday, the Canadian hits it right into the tape service error.
A true two-headed monster starting here in Muncie with Ryan Lewis and Patrick Rogers. The main focus all year is going to be on Rogers, obviously the senior, but it's truly a two-headed monster. We've seen it so far in the games played and even here today.
And now as we await the serve from Fedmasu, Coach Iandolo now having a conversation with one of our friends in white. Is a review called?
Looks like they might be going through some substitutions. I cannot tell, though.
Coach Iandolo possibly believing this call is tainted.
Not a timeout or a review. Looks like we just got one of the officials back from somewhere.
Players on either end of the net now just talking amongst themselves, twiddling some thumbs a bit. And we're back in action. The music stops. Andrew Fedmasu from the middle of the left side stops the intermission. Feddy chants as Rogers collects. Now we go to Lewis on 2 off of the arm of Fedmasu. He got blasted. Aleshu, Rogers collects. Rogers again, third touch, finds the opening, much to the frustration of Andre Aleshu. Cards tie it up.
Patrick Rogers, far side from the bench, goes across the timeline and attacks from right to left. No chance for the Highlanders.
Check that, it's 8-7. Highlanders still lead, but momentum in the Cards court. Savitsky Lind has his turn. Novak on 3. Rogers, Machado, and Surrett all say no. Wingspan denial.
That was the most beautiful block I think I've ever seen in all of collegiate volleyball. 3 players up front. They directed it all the way from the near right side, shot it over to the left, kept it in bounds. Ball State ties it up.
No vacancy in that Ball State front row. Savitsky Lind has a topper. Alesho just throws it down over Machado. Get the lead once more. It's 9-8, the visitors.
one of these slower sets that kind of are just a back and forth methodical battle. And it might come down to who gets the 20 at first and kind of runs away with it.
And this is what we expected from 16 versus 22. Aleshu again. Machado gets the touch, stares it down, falls in bounds. Highlanders win the race to 10. Urinyik from the right side has another. Now Basilio from the back row. The strum from the Canadian puts it within one. We've rounded out the serve rotation. It's Lucas Machado, the lefty, from the near right side. Trying to get to double figures themselves. It's 10-9 Highlanders. Aleshu. Urinyik. Aleshu on three. Found the opening over all of the arms. It's 11-9.
The Ball State defense kind of just stood there, leaving a wide gap in the middle of the floor. No one dives for it. 2-point lead for the Highlanders.
Not necessarily panic time just yet, but certainly some cause for concern. Andre Aleshu. High flying serve grabbed by Basilio. In reverse to Rogers at the opposite spot. Tildar can't get an arm on it.
Tidar very visually upset with himself. Thought he had that one, was in the right spot, but again, too much power.
One of the things most beautiful about volleyball is you can go from one side of the court to the other in less than a second. Soft serve from Rogers, change of pace. Cardinals have it again. Lewis, just a two-handed slam. Scramble mode for the Highlanders. Schluch. Machado, now Basilio. Schluch ups it again. Basilio, 3 straight tries, that time way out of play. Highlanders tally another.
Some attack fatigue right there from Machado. Tried to do it 3 times, arm probably got a little bit tired, and that one sent way out of the timeline.
You can tell both sides are starting to get more and more frustrated with mistakes. As we anticipated, some very high quality volleyball underway. Checking in once more is Gustavo Cherkanovic, the outside hitter, true freshman coming into the serve rotation in this one. From the near left side, he offers. It'll go to Basilio, and he redeems. 12-11, Highlanders still lead, but again by 1.
Highlanders were playing libero-less right there, in subs Lopez now, but I want to go back to a thing, Dylan, you said a couple seconds ago about frustration with errors. Right now, NJIT has double the errors Ball State does, sitting at 10-5. That's really been the difference in this set.
A laundry list for the Highlanders. Opposite to Nowak, past Savitsky Lin and out of play. Victor Novak was beside himself, erupting at the call.
Another challenge from Coach Gonclaves. Like you said, beside himself. He's pretty sure he had that one. Savitsky Lind arguing he took his hands away at the right time. Tied at the moment, but we will see.
Whether or not it touched the arm of Savitsky Lind or possibly fall out of bounds in a coffin corner, couldn't tell. Looked like it went out of play, but no real intellect as to whether or not it hit the middle blocker's palm.
True, I think they are genuinely looking at who it hit, if it hit anybody. I'm quite sure that the ball did fall out of bounds. It's pretty easy to tell on this Terraflex court with the black border and the basically a white or cream-colored floor.
Very recent addition is that Terraflex court, and really beneficial to the players. A much safer environment for the hardwood. A lot easier to slide on, more maintainable. You can put it down and take it right back up after game time. It's really been such a valuable addition for both our men and women's programs.
Yeah, you see a lot less players wearing those knee pads. You also don't have to deal during basketball games with those covers for the volleyball stanchions on the floor. A lot of things a lot better with the new Terraflex court. It is maybe a little bit more of a hassle to clean up, but overall a much safer environment.
A tip is called. Savitsky Lind's hand made contact with the ball, and it's overturned. Highlanders, largest margin of the game for this second set has really just been 2. Been going back and forth. Cardinals putting it within 1. Highlanders scoring again. And that remains the case. It's 13-11. Victor Novak brings us back. Machado mistimed for Savitsky Lind. Now it's Novak on 3. No one could find the ball on the Cardinal end. And now the Highlanders have 3 points ahead of Ball State.
Looks like part of the net came off there a little bit, or something fell off the net.
I think the padding on the net, so no one gets hurt by running into it. At least a softer collision.
Yeah, no, that net is pretty taut up there. It's nice and tight.
Rogers adjusts, gives a thumbs up to Basilio. Maintenance error, save from the New Jersey kid. Now it's Novak. Rogers, Machado, Lewis. Schluch somehow maintains. Machado has to spike it himself. It's scramble mode. On 3, Braden Savitsky Lind, surrounded by Cardinals, but he gets the stuff. Another rejection from the senior middle blocker who led the way last year with 88.
Something we failed to mention so far is he's playing against his hometown, or home state, I should say.
Lewis serves, Alacio hits the floor. 3 men on the attack from Novak, and Machado gets another one. Denial up front for these Cardinals.
The blockers are coming alive now in set number 2 again. This is a key component of the Ball State defense, and they're proving why.
After Machado says no, it's Lewis. Schluch. Machado, right down the middle, it's Braden Savitsky Lind. He redeems himself from the overturned call, leaves no doubt in the kill. We're knotted up at 14.
And just like that, the largest lead for NJIT today has been erased into a 14-14 tie.
So a slower second set. And the Cardinals start to wake up, but the announcer jinx strikes one more time as Ryan Lewis, his offering sails wide. It's 15-14 Highlanders, and we go into the media timeout. We're going to take a short break, as are the players. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
Buzzer sounds, and we are back for the second half of the second set. At Worthen Arena, the Highlanders lead 15-14, a narrow advantage over the 16th-ranked Cardinals. This is all preseason poll, so Ball State 16th in the nation, NJIT receiving votes, the second most votes out of those not in the top 20, so for the sake of sanity, we're considering them 22nd. Braden Savitsky Lind, right out of the timeout, changes the pace, and now it's 15 a pop. We saw it in the Trine game as well. Coming out of timeouts and stoppages, a lot of attacks from up the middle to change the pace right from the go. Alacio on 3. Catches Cardinal hands and can't be corralled by Basilio. Highlanders lead again. Several lead changes and ties in this one.
Yeah, that one just shot off of the blocker's hand. Flew a little too far, even for the back row to get there.
Andrew Fedmasu Now for the Highlanders, booming serve, but Rogers ups. Lewis opposite side, off the dome of Alex Hines. Can't be maintained by a Highlander at 16s now.
Back and forth we go. Something we didn't really see early on in this set or in set number 1 at all, to be honest. And now we're finally seeing that true, real contest between two solid teams.
Now Braden Savitsky-Lind. His swing gets us back. Chaos turns to calm after Nowak gets the kill. Easy K as Lewis couldn't make the sliding play.
You know, coming into today, Novak was hitting at a negative percentage, negative 9.3%, but today he's hitting 40. Much better than what he's had so far on the season.
Urenyik. His offering falls wide. We're now 17s. Again, neck and neck, blow for blow. Two juggernauts slugging it out in the second going.
8 points away for either team from winning this set. And if Ball State takes it, all the momentum in the world.
Machado's serve. A response from Nowak. Sliding is Rogers, but falls under the net. Cardinals starting to lose themselves. It's 18-17, New Jersey. Now it's Andre Aleshu, the true freshman. Fireball of a serve right into Schluch. Machado, Lewis clubs it himself, but little too much. Untouched by the Highlanders. It's now a 2-point advantage, 19-17. Aleshu bulldozes the ball, but a dive from Rogers keeps it alive. Lewis on 3, finds pay dirt. Yet another for Ryan Lewis, who's got 7 today.
The offensive operations right there, flawless. What a dig from Rogers. What a set from the Cardinals setter, and the kill from Lewis.
Now the senior captain, Patrick Rogers, fresh off of a stint with Team USA, into the network. Highlanders win the race to 20.
And just like that, I feel like we were just at 10 or 15. This set is flying by.
Alex Hines will have another go from the far left side. He sends it to Surratt. Another short serve. Surratt gets the third touch. Scrambling are the Highlanders. On 3, Nowak gets the swing. Now Lewis on 2. Rogers corrals. Machado diving play. Free balled by Ryan Lewis. Somehow kept alive. Now fed Masu one-on-one with Surratt. The latter wins. One-on-one again. This time Basilio. Lewis, can he end it? Yes! Baby Giraffe making a name for himself. Breaking out is the sophomore from Arizona. He leads the way in kills.
What a rally, the best we've seen today. Quality digs out of both teams, but especially on the Ball State side. And then, like you said, the Baby Giraffe ends it.
Now for the first time today, it's Tyler Wint, the true freshman. We've seen him in each game so far. First appearance today, two-handed push from Parker Moorhead keeps the Highlanders on top. It's 21-19.
Only 4 points away from a set win for the Highlanders, and it could be their first set win of the whole entire season.
Timeout is called on the floor. It'll be by Mike Iandolo and his Cardinals. So Sam, after a dominating first set, the Highlanders of New Jersey have completely flipped this game on its head.
They really have. I mean, this is probably the most dominant they've been in a set so far this entire season, but they've gotten it done on the offensive side. They've caught the Cardinals off, I guess, center of balance. They can't seem to hang with some of their attacks, but again, Ball State inching their way back.
These teams are dead even in attack percentage in the second set, both at a 28% clip. And that's pretty encapsulating of what's been going on in this second stanza. So neck and neck. And it's what was to be expected from two really prestigious programs.
The main reason Ball State's still even alive in this set is their 6.5 blocks compared to New Jersey's 1 for set. No blocks in this set, only 1 in the first set. That's really what's keeping Ball State alive.
The magic number for the Highlanders is 4 to even it up in the game of sets. For Ball State, 6 away, including 2 to overtake the visitors. It's 21-19. New Jersey leads.
This set there has yet to been a Ball State lead, but 7 ties. That just shows you how close they've got to taking the lead. But when they tie it, it's New Jersey Institute of Technology that retakes the lead.
And the sophomore, Victor Novak, stops the intermission. Sloosh, Machado, up the middle again, Rogers. It was a good idea, but falls wide. 22-19 now.
Golden opportunity right there for Rogers to slam it home on that back row, but just too much mustard.
The towering Novak will have another try, 6'10". With that frame, skying it over to Rogers. Machado, now Basilio gets his knock off the arm of Fedmasu, and the Cardinals take their turn.
Good attack angle from the Cardinals. That one was blocked, but shot straight out of bounds. No chance for the Highlanders to get any momentum on that one.
And now Ryan Lewis, 8 kills today and a howitzer of a serve off of Moorhead. Moorhead will get the third touch, 1-on-3, but Sloosh gets the up. 3-balled from Basilio, scramble mode for the Cardinals. Now Nowak on 3. Hits Braden Savitsky-Lind and gets out of play. Highlanders 2 points away from evening it out.
The Highlanders attacking those 3 men up front in the blocking phase a little differently, and it seemed to work. Now they're only 2 points away.
For the first time in set 2, we would see Harrison Gerard, but another timeout is called. I believe it's by Coach Iandolo. It is. 23-20, Highlanders lead. We're going to take a short break, just a minute away from the conclusion of set 2. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Behind every strong hip and knee. Behind every strong shoulder.
Good catch.
Behind every strong team is our highly skilled team of experts in orthopedics. IU Health is the official healthcare and sports medicine provider of Ball State Athletics, and we're here to keep you moving. From acute injuries to chronic pain and conditions, go where the athletes go. Walk-in appointments for new injuries are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can always schedule a same-day or next-day appointment and wait from the comfort of your home. Visit iuhealth.org/MuncieOrtho to learn more.
We are back in action at Worthen Arena for the thrilling conclusion of set 2. Highlanders lead 23-20. Cards need 5, visitors need 2. Harrison Gerard from Greenwich, Connecticut brings us back into play. Off the top, Rogers. Machado, Lewis. Gathered momentum, but Aleshu and Fedmasu together say no.
That's probably the best blocking duo I've seen so far from NJIT today. I mean, they completely clobbered Lewis, who doesn't really make a lot of mistakes.
And an embrace for those two that got the stuff. Harrison Gerard sails it wide. 24-21, Cards still alive. It'll be Will Basilio, who had a long stretch of serving to conclude the first set. Will try and do the same in the second.
Gerard out right away. That was his 3rd service error of the year.
Seems right, or left, excuse me, for the kid from Ontario. The gallop in the swing. Tidhar to Aleshu. Does it go out of bounds? Yes, but it touches the arm of Lucas Machado. Just like that, the kids from New Jersey even it up. Sets are tied 1-1 after a 25-21 win for the Highlanders.
Their first set win of the entire 2026 season comes against a worthy opponent, and that's going to bring us to the 5-minute halftime.
This is a contest that now officially will go to 4, but I wouldn't be shocked if this gets to 5. Before we take a break, we've got some on-court antics going on. There will be 5 hula hoops set on one side of the floor, the other a server. The objective is to serve into those hula hoops. If you get one in each hoop, I believe the incentive is 7 brew coffee. So coffee on the line for this young woman. Setting up the hoops now, we've got a green, a blue, a purple, a neon pink, and a neon yellow. One of the better antics that we've got here at Worthen Arena. The anticipation is killing me. 7 brew on the line. Who wouldn't want some free coffee? Just need some placement serving to get it done. I don't know if my eyes deceive me, but Sam, I believe that is Katie Eganoff of Ball State women's volleyball.
Well, if you need someone to get this one and win the 7 brew, I don't know, that's probably the best worthiest contestant.
This is Katie Eganoff. Wasn't able to play this year nursing an injury. First serve, little too far for that purple. She's going for it. Clanged off the rim. Clock is ticking now for the senior outside hitter. That one goes into the network. Maybe some rust going on, but can't have that right now. It's coffee on the line. No balls have gotten into a hula hoop. Almost touched the neon pink right there. Long balls, no avail for Eganoff. That one falls way wide. Tough scenes from Worthen, almost clipped the neon pink, but no dice. There it is, she gets the rim, I believe they're counting it. 4 left in so little time. 5 seconds, Steve Shondell says, a push into the green. Records on the line, 7 brew on the line, but no, just 2 out of 5 in 30 seconds. Unfortunate scenes. As the dance cam begins in Worthen Arena, we're going to take a short break for halftime. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. We're knotted up halfway through. Ball State 1 set, NJIT 1 set. Don't go anywhere.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. This is Nick Yeoman from NASCAR's Performance Racing Network and IndyCar Radio, and a proud SportsLink alum from 2010. Go Cards!
Service lines underway for Ball State as we're about to get into set 3. Just a minute left. The anticipation is killing us. Dylan Budd alongside Sam Klug at Worthen Arena, the volleyball capital of the world, for the Ball State Cardinals, facing off against the NJIT Highlanders. And taking a look at some of our statistics and leaders, Ryan Lewis leads the Cardinals with 8 kills after a career-high 25 all in 4 sets last night against Missouri S&T. He's followed by Patrick Rogers with 7 of his own. Will Basilio has 6. Rogers, it should be mentioned, has an attack percentage at this point of .750. 7 kills doesn't feel too needle moving for him as we've come to know his pedigree, but .750 for an outside hitter, unbelievable. Now, for the Highlanders, leading the way is the opposite hitter, Victor Novak, with 9 of his own, almost in double digits in just 2 sets, and hitting at a very efficient 53.8%. Andre Aleshu, the freshman phenom, has 8 of his own, hitting at 46.2%. Now, I've mentioned all of those hitting percentages and may come to believe that, yeah, there's maybe a lot of efficiency from both sides, and the stats would say that as well. In this match, the Highlanders, the ideal goal for a hitting percentage, most coaches will say, is at about 250. The Highlanders are at 265. The Cardinals, in turn, are at As we go into set 3, it'll be Will Basilio. No, Lucas Machado once more. Excuse me. Macho starts set 3. With a service ace, it hits the coffin corner. Highlanders thought it was going to go out of bounds, but no. Macho starts us off. That's 1-0.
That's the serve you need to see to start this huge service ace.
Now the offering again from the Brazilian. Picked up by Moorhead. We go to Aleshu, but Surrett and Lewis stonewall at the front. 2-0, Cardinals with momentum. So Lucas Machado, left side again. From the far left, Aleshu hits the deck on the serve receive. Nowak sets it over on a scramble. Schlush, Machado, Surrett, somehow corralled by Moorhead. Aleshu on 3, deflects and out of bounds. A tool for the freshman. Now has 9 kills, tied with Nowak.
A little bit of a defunct offensive possession there from the Cardinals. Kind of had some miscues, some weird sets, and it ends up going right to NJIT.
So the first setter for the Highlanders has been Adam Urinyk, the setter, getting the start today. And the parabola, or lack thereof, gets into the net. Service error for the setter. It's 3-1 Ball State. Holding the room in his hand is Patrick Rogers, the senior from New Jersey. A spin and a serve. Moorhead, Urinyk, Nowak, Rogers with a diving save. Machado all the way to Basilio on 2. Moorhead with another dig. Now Nowak has another turn, but Surrett and Lewis, stonewall denial.
Huge monster block up front. What a play from the Cardinals, and you could see Ryan Lewis was pumped up.
We talk about the kills from Ryan Lewis. How about the net presence? That's what happens when he's 6'9". Rogers to Aleshu. Aleshu, the third touch as well as the first, hits the official out of bounds, 5-1. Cardinals finding some early momentum in this third one. And as such, a timeout is called by Coach Gonclaves.
Huge fast start for the Cardinals. This is what you want to see after losing only their second set of the season. And again, a hot start, and Ryan Lewis, going back to him, he's been doing it all today so far for the Cardinals.
Great performance from the Arizona kid, and they're going to need it considering their schedule up ahead. After this is a trip to Arizona where you're facing some really tough competition. You've got the First Point Collegiate Challenge tournament next weekend, starting with the #1 ranked UCLA Bruins. And then the day after, you face #9 Stanford. And you're going to need your best ball to beat either of those squads.
Yeah, obviously a little bit of a down set for the Cardinals today in set number 2. They have some history, though. They played Stanford last year and going to get a shot at taking down another #1, as they did a couple years ago versus Hawaii.
You mentioned the history. Let's talk about the series history between Ball State and NJIT. The Cardinals lead 8-1. Undefeated at Worthen Arena on the road, 3-1. The one Highlander win was in 2020 in Newark. Coach Cruz and his regime was 1-0 against these Highlanders. Gonclaves 1-5. Coach Iandolo trying to make it 1-0, a clean slate in his young tenure.
5 times these matches have gone to 4 sets as well.
Rogers booming serve to Aleshu, who gets a swing on 3. Lewis taps it back. Nowak tries another. Diving from Rogers, and the ball is still alive. Lewis, why not another? Unbelievable is the sophomore.
Doing it all. Ryan Lewis, far side attack, near side attack. This man is on fire, and I'm going to leave it at that.
What can you do to stop someone as lanky and as talented as Ryan Lewis? Rogers gets another. Little too much on it. Thought there could have been a service ace, but no. Perhaps some of the momentum dwindling as it's now 6-2.
You know, even though that one went out of bounds, the momentum is still on Ball State's side in full force right now.
Now Aleshu gets another turn at it. His swing picked up by Rogers. Machado, Rogers from the back row, big swing and a miss. Hits the lattice, and now the advantage is halved. It's 6-3.
There was a nice fake out right there by the Ball State offense. It looked like it was going to be Machado, and they went to Rogers, but again, just another timely mistake from the senior.
But it feels like these pin hitters are really starting to play with their food. Still can't do it with a team as good as New Jersey. Little discussion as Lowrider plays, but Lowrider, here comes the high-flying Aleshu. Basilio, Machado, Surrett wanted it. Rogers gets not the coffin corner, thought he had it. Immediately, Machado and Rogers go to Iandolo and say, pull out that green card. Looks like he won't do so. 6-4, and the Highlanders are narrowing it down as Rogers takes a big breath.
Yeah, that's a 3-0 run for the Highlanders now. Looked like it was going to be a good set for the Cards to begin with.
Schlush, Machado. Can Basilio respond? Yes, he can. Completely doming Diego Lopez. Jacob Surrett, who started as the third middle blocker on the roster, getting the start today. He gets another serve. The righty transfers to Moorhead. Moorhead gets the third touch. Sails wide without a Lewis Paul. And the Cardinals now at 8-4.
The discipline in set number 3 here has been fantastic. A lot of players knowing when and when not to go after certain spikes from the Highlanders, and it gives them half the points that the Highlanders have.
Surrett with another swing into Moorhead. Mishandled, but Moorhead will try again. 3-man block for the Cardinals kept up. Nowak on 3. Rogers with a diving save. Basilio pushes it off a Highlander and falls out of bounds. Scrambling tool for the sophomore.
That is a perfect emphasis on why this team is so good. They lose Rogers, who goes falling down the back. He's pretty much out of the play for at least 10 seconds. And Machado spikes it home right off the blocker's hands, and they have a 9-4 lead.
So Surrett crosses the timeline once more, off the top and out of bounds. Little too much juice to the lateral side. And now the Highlanders try and get something going, down 9-5.
The set is pretty much the inverse of what happened in set number 2. The Highlanders got off to an early lead, and then at the end it was back and forth. Now Ball State has the early lead.
Alex Hines, another short serve. Schlush, Machado. Lewis on the opposite side through 2 Highlanders. Double digit for Ball State, and now double digit kills for the Arizona kid, Lewis.
The defenders just stood there and looked at each other like, what more can we do? Like, we were in the exact perfect spot, and he split their exact position.
When you've got talent like that, there's just not much you can do. Almost a service ace for Lewis, but free balled over from Lopez. Now up the middle, Savitsky Lind. Tries to find pay dirt, but has to get over the net first. Didn't do that.
You know, there's a lot of really good plays from this Ball State team, but what I'm most impressed by is the Highlanders' ability to stay in this set, even though they probably have played their worst other than set 1. They're only down 4, and yet they're continuing to get points.
Novak adding some spin. Rogers, Machado, Savitsky Lind kept up from Lopez. Quick dump over, but Schlush corrals. Basilio falling away. Somehow Novak gets it. In a free ball, Rogers from the back row. Slammed into Aleshu. Standing spike for the Highlanders. This rally is still going, but Rogers, that ball had a family. Patrick Rogers, high-flying senior, gets it done. Unbelievable from Worthen Arena.
There's a reason he's voted team captain and the leader of this team. He's done it all.
Just when you thought he couldn't get any better, he shows us another highlight reel play. Timeout is taken by the Highlanders. It's 11-6 Cardinal advantage, and with that, we're going to take a short break as well. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group.
We found out that play was actually under review, but still goes in Ball State's direction. Cardinals lead once more, 11-6. Basilio gets us back. A lay shoot, it hits the Jumbotron, and Urinic can't collect. Cardinals double their lead, 12-6.
Dylan, when the ball hits the Jumbotron, we play on, and Urinic, he was a little confused, and I also think the Jumbotron changed the direction and spin of the ball. It fell right down.
We saw that a lot with some of the women's games, especially on a road trip to Kent State. The Jumbotron was a little short, and it led to some really big opportunities for the Golden Flashes where they got to pinball it off the Jumbotron and almost used it to their advantage. You know, it's high for basketball, but short for volleyball. Monster block, as you can hear at Worthen Arena. Patrick Rogers and Braden Savitsky-Lind getting yet another stuff. Will Basilio to serve once more. It's 13-6 Ball State. Moorhead. Urinic. Moorhead, 3 touches. Yet another for Savitsky-Lind, but it stays up. Schlush with the leap. Machado the dump over. The setter, Macho, does it himself.
It's rare to see a lefty come from the right side and work across his body to the left, and that's exactly what Machado did right there. Caught them completely by surprise, and the Cardinals have a lead, 13-6.
And now the timeout is called from the Highlanders. Just trying to do something. Feels like Ball State is really starting to run away with it. Highlight play after another. And if you're the Cardinal faithful here at Worthen Arena, this is a fun one.
Fun one to say the least. There's been a lot of actions, even in some of the sets that aren't always the closest. Ball State pulling ahead of this one.
And it's a story of attack percentage. The Cardinals hitting at 21.4 as a team, yes, but for the Highlanders, it's minus 25%, and a lot of that because of the blocks and the net row presence of the Cardinals. Already 3 blocks in this set alone. You saw Braden Savitsky-Lind get in on one. Patrick Rogers was involved as well, and Ryan Lewis getting the most recent one. Those lanky pin hitters and middle blockers making their presence felt on either end of the ball.
Another important statistic, and especially as we get into these later sets, is the service aces. Ball State, a team that doesn't have a lot of them. I mean, they've had 10 on the season and they've given up 5, but they already have 5 today. So every game they've been in, they're averaging about 5 service aces, and we're only in the 3rd set. We have to play at least one more.
5 aces. Highlanders don't have any at this point. Another rejection, the no-walk kill stuffed by Rogers. Now Schlush makes a diving play. Standing dunk from Ryan Lewis. One-on-one, Braden Savitsky-Lind loses against the setter, Adam Urinic.
He got met at the net, and he couldn't really contain it, and it fell right in his lap. No other Cardinal could get to it. Lead cut now in half.
A meeting up the middle, and the 6'7" Savitsky-Lind loses to the 6'4" Urinic. Now it's Parker Moorhead, the redshirt sophomore from Glen Ellen, Illinois, to serve. He tops the net. Lewis tries for another. Didn't get the opening on the far end. It's 14-8. And the Highlanders serve once more with Parker Moorhead.
One of the few errors we've seen from Lewis today make that his 4th error overall, but he has 10 kills. It pretty much evens out more than.
Moorhead to Rogers. Rogers with the 1st and 3rd touch, and that's all it'll be. Extinguishing is Patrick Rogers.
Patrick Rogers moves fast, and he plays fast, and he gets points fast. He's just a fast player.
Such horsepower on the senior's arm. Now Braden Savitsky-Lind from the near left side. His offering goes to Lopez. Urinyk sets it up to Aleshu on 3. Pawed up by Lewis. Rogers has to two-hand push off the arm of Urinyk, and it goes out of bounds. A grin from the senior, and an unorthodox kill to say the least. 10th kill for Patrick Rogers.
Now Lewis and Rogers both at 10.
Savitsky-Lind tries another to Lopez. Up the middle now to Fedmasu. Attack error from the middle blocker. Too far to the right. It's 17-8 Cardinal lead.
Dylan, they're not too far off from a team triple-double. 2 more kills for Basilio, and we'll have 3 players in the double digits.
Offensive production out the wazoo for the Cardinals. Lopez now to Nowak in reverse. Did he find the coffin corner? No. Little too much. Not placed well enough by the sophomore.
More defensive discipline from the Cardinals there. That's kind of been on display. Very few times have they tried to receive spikes that were going way out of bounds, and that one, the same.
Some spin for Savitsky-Lind. Now we go to Aleshu. Haven't called his name in a little bit, and he says, why not? Gets another kill, and now the Highlanders in double figures.
Cardinals caught lacking. There are only 2 guys in the front bench to try and block that attack, and Highlanders took advantage.
Check that, it's 18-9. Cardinals have a double lead. Fedmasu from Plainfield serves. Rogers mishandles it. Fedmasu the dig. Now to Aleshu again, but Machado rejects. Dump over from Urinyk. Somehow saved from Basilio. Rogers tries his own. Goes out of bounds on his own side. He's got that much power. Flame throwing to 19 points.
One of the better overall plays from the Cardinals on both the defensive and offensive side. They stayed with it, and what a kill from Rogers.
Now the flaring serve from Machado. Aleshu on 3, finds the coffin corner. Daylight for the Highlanders, it's 19-10.
Magic number for the Cardinals is 6. They would then lead 2-1. And their other game that went to 4 sets, they won it 3-1. So they have not yet had to go to 5 sets at all this year.
Urinyk, the setter, who's shown he's got some pop in his arm, has another booming serve. Rogers can't corral. The first service ace for the Highlanders comes in the 3rd set and off the right arm of Adam Urinyk. 19-11. Urinyk to rise once more. This time he trades an ace for an error into the network, and Rogers gets another swing.
Set slowing down a little bit in terms of action and kind of excitement in the arena, but maybe that's what Ball State needs to do, a little bit of a relaxation.
Now Rogers with a softer serve to Aleshu, who gets the 3rd touch on 3. Lewis mishandles, but Rogers is there to save on the back end. Free balled from Machado. Now we go to Aleshu in reverse. Sails out of bounds. Aleshu in that opposite hitter spot. Perhaps an issue with placement as the Cards lead by 10. 21-11.
More poise from the senior Rogers. He had his hands up, took him away at the last second, and they're at 21. Magic number is now 4.
Urinyk checks out, and Bruno Figueiredo, who we anticipated to get the start, comes in. The pride of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, will set in the conclusion of this one. No timeouts left. Machado, mishandled serve from the Highlanders, and Surrett does it himself, 22-11.
Cardinals hitting at above a 35% clip now.
The Roadrunner with another. Aleshu. Figueiredo, Aleshu falling in reverse, blocked by the Cardinals, but kept up. Now it's Nowak. Somehow staying alive as this ball absolutely globe-trotting, but free balled from Nowak. Machado, Surrett up the middle, 2 straight for the JUCO transfer. 2 points away from leading in sets are the Cardinals.
Talk about a bench piece right there. Surrett coming off the bench. Coming into today, only 4 kills. He has 2 right there.
Surrett is fighting his way into a starting job. Rogers puts a little pop in it. In fact, a lot of pop. Goes out of bounds. It's 23-12. Schluch telling his guys, settle down. We still got to win this set.
2 service errors now for Rogers.
Aleshu, another serve, but back breaking, goes into the webbing. It's game point for the Cardinals. Surrett checks out for Will Patterson, who we expected to get the start today. Now Patterson checking in and gets the reward of serving. Now Patterson, as good as Surrett has been net presence-wise, Patterson has the length to fight with him. 6'10", the 4th tallest player in the MIVA, goes off the chest of Aleshu. Miscommunication from the Highlander side gives the Cardinals the lead. And again, another one in dominating fashion. It's 25-12 to conclude the 3rd set.
2-1 lead and the first ace on the season for Will Patterson, the 6'10" junior from Loveland, Ohio, puts an exclamation mark on a dominant 3rd set.
1 play, 1 kill for the sophomore. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Hey Cardinal fans, show your pride wherever you go with the Ball State Financial Debit Card, now featuring your favorite mascot, Charlie Cardinal. It's the perfect card for students, alumni, and lifelong fans, letting you show your Cardinal spirit with every purchase you make. And with Ball State Financial, you'll get all the convenience, security, and hometown service you deserve from people who love this community as much as you do. Explore the card in your hometown credit union at fcfcu.com/chirp. Ball State Financial, your hometown credit union.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital, the best student radio channel in the country. This is Jack Kaiser. I broadcast for Big Ten Network, and I'm a proud SportsLink alum. Chirp, chirp.
No need to feel down at Worthen Arena. Cardinals lead 2-1 and have all the momentum in the world, and the Redbirds are chirping. 18 seconds until set 4. Cards can win it in this one. Otherwise, we go to 5 in what's been an incredible game. Dylan Budd alongside Sam Klug at Worthen Arena, the volleyball capital of the world. Cardinals, Highlanders, set 4 is underway.
In that 3rd set, no ties, no lead changes outside of a 0-0 start. That's how dominant Ball State played in set number 3. Got off to the hot start. And again, continuing that in set number 4 could be likely.
Gustavo Chirkanovich, the outside hitter, is in with the starters for set 4, interestingly. Curious if it's his spot in the rotation. Stays in even after the shuffling of Ribeiro's. Latkowski checks out, and Lopez comes in the red jersey. The rest of the Highlanders are in white. To get us going in set 4, the starting setter returns Adam Urinyk.
I think a true message that was probably said in that huddle is return to form of set 2. What did we do right in set 2 that can make us go to a set 5?
Schlusch corrals the serve. Rogers gets the first try. Sprawling out is Lopez, and Aleshu hits it off of Schlusch. Scramble mode already, but Rogers tries to extinguish. Not enough space, and it goes out of bounds. Highlanders get the first point, but Rogers put a howitzer on it.
Quite the save from NJIT. They got messed up a little early on in that rally, kind of having a player almost dive into another. They come away with the point.
Sprawling is Basilio. Rogers tries to redeem, and he does. Less power that time off the arm of Aleshu and crosses the court into the hardwood. Cards got the beat right now, and it's been off the arm of Patrick Rogers. He gets another swing on the serve. No spin on that one. Aleshu corrals comfortably. Nowak is rejected at the line by Lewis and Surrett. Man, Surrett in his first Ball State start, a handful of blocks already.
If I'm a Highlander fan right there, I'm a little frustrated. 4 players kind of stood there looking, hey, are you going to get the ball? Are you going to get that ball? Are you going to dive for it? And nobody did it, and it fell right between 4 players.
5 total blocks for Jacob Surrett as Patrick Rogers gets another ace.
Another ace for P-Rod. Quite the game he's putting together. 3-1 lead for Ball State.
Cards are dealing. Rogers does it himself. Aleshu up to Nowak, who gets rejected again, but this time goes out of bounds on the Highlander side. It's 3-2.
2-man block formation right there for the Cardinals. Not a lot of success when it's only 2, but you have to try and do with what you have, and didn't work there.
Now Aleshu takes a swing. Rogers, Machado, Surrett gets another. In his first start, 6 total blocks and 3 kills, hitting at 500%. What a performance. Now gets the reward of serving. This time the Cards move from right to left. Knuckleball of a serve. Nowak on 2. Rogers can't get it this time. Hitting the floor, but couldn't keep the ball up. It's 4-3. Alex Hines, the middle blocker in the service rotation, will work from the far left side. Chance from the Highlander bench, but going into the network is the freshman serve.
There's been a lot of unforced errors from NJIT today that has given Ball State some of these early leads, and in sets 1 and 3, that proved to be pretty much the deciding factor.
As we get into the nitty-gritty, the Highlander bench has gotten much quieter. Lewis's serve. Nowak responds. Did he get through? No. Couldn't get it over the net on the tip, and the Cardinals double their lead 6-3.
They tried to fake like they were going to middle attack, forced it over to the near right side, and then the attack didn't even get over the net. Another unforced error.
And now it's the hot hand, Ryan Lewis. Diving play from Lopez keeps it alive. Nowak on 3. Tried to hit the crosser, couldn't grab a Cardinal hand. Another point for the Redbirds.
3-block set right there, kind of forced him more left, and he went too far left. He went out of bounds on the left side, all the way across his body. 7-3 Cardinals.
Now Lewis once more cocks back. Mishandled serve receive, and Braden Savitsky-Lynn thought he had it. Instead, it's Basilio Knuckleball of a spike goes just out of bounds. Crazy play, but nonetheless, it's 7-4 Cards.
Even though they didn't win the point, quite the serve from Rogers. So much power on that one. It flung backward all the way to Ball State, pretty much eliminating the chance for NJIT to set up an offense.
Now the Highlanders go to their opposite, Victor Novak. Rogers Machado up the middle to Braden Savitsky-Lind. The two middle blockers. Outstanding performances today, and the senior joins Surratt. It'll be Will Basilio to serve once more for Ball State. Basilio trying to find his second service ace off the arm of Lopez. Now to, that's Churkanovich. He gets another try on three, and he got the kill. The true freshman checking in, Gustavo Churkanovich. Another Brazilian on International Athlete Day gets the kill and now is rewarded with the serve. Even as a freshman in a case like this, a lot of trust in the Brazilian. Schluch receives, it'll go to Rogers, big swing, and yet another kill for the high-flying Roadrunner Rogers.
Rogers has done it all in as Glory Days plays. That's kind of what Ball State Volleyball has been in with Rogers in their program. It's really been the best of the best.
Savitsky-Lind pounds at the ball. Now we go to Aleshu. Skied high, didn't touch Machado's arm. Cardinals get into double figures, and again, double the lead. It's 10-5.
Slowly pulling ahead. If you're an NJIT fan, you gotta start clawing back. Not much time left.
And the middle blocker from Roscoe, Illinois, has another chance. Aleshu, Urinyk, Novak, kept up by an arm of Machado, goes to the Highlanders' side. Aleshu gets his try, but Machado, one-on-one, swats it down into the Terraflex. 11 for the Cardinals. Savitsky-Lind gets to serve again. The dribble, the look, the pickup. Clapping from the Cardinal bench. Gyrating ball, the jump, and we're back. Into the network, perhaps thought about it too much. 11-6, Cardinals still lead. Now to serve will be Daniel Letkowski, making his first plays today.
Yeah, one of three of the freshmen to get a lot of playing time this season so far. Trying to provide a spark for a comeback.
The New Jersey rookie sends it to Basilio. Machado with a dump over. Too easy for the setter. Gets into the hollow part of the defense.
Wide open middle spot. No one saw that coming. Machado read the defense like a book.
3 kills for the setter. Gets a chance for another service ace. He's got 1 today. Trying to make it 2. From beyond the stripe, here's the offering. Rotates into Nowak. Rogers tried to get the kill, but went out of bounds. A tool for the opposite hitter.
Another one of those 2-set block attacks that really didn't have that much going there. They blocked it, but shot out of bounds. Ball State only up 5 now, 12-7.
Now the second setter, Bruno Figueiredo, checks in to serve. He works to Schluch. Machado. Rogers just pounding the ball into oblivion. 13 for the Cardinals and 14 for the senior Rogers. Rogers with a gyrating ball gets it to Aleshu. Aleshu the first and third touch on 3. Surratt says no. Another block by Jacob Surratt.
They now lead by 7. 14-7 lead. We saw a lot of this double the other opponent's score in set number 3, and it could be more here.
3 different Cardinals with 5 or more blocks. Savitsky-Lind, Lewis, and now Surratt. Tally on 1 more. Jacob Surratt 2 straight monstrous stuffs to get into the media timeout. It's 15-7, and the Cardinals are flying away.
Talk about a coming out party. We said it was for Ryan Lewis. It's for Jacob Surratt. He's up to 9 blocks to go along with 3 kills and hitting at a 50% clip. Cardinals up by 8, and in the home stretch of victory number 3.
Now if you're Coach Goncalves, I don't know what you're telling your squad. How do you regroup in a deficit like this, in an environment like this?
Well, I'm not sure what the message is, but I do know what he's going to do. He's going to mix up his rotations as we've already seen before. I mean, sets 1 to 2 pretty much the same, but as they started getting some momentum in set number 2, he switched it up a little. Didn't work in set 3, but he's going to continue to rotate and try and find the best and what works for his team, but they have some work to do.
20 seconds until game action begins. All hugs and smiles for Jacob Surratt in his first Cardinal start. 3 kills, hitting 500%, but 9 blocks. Stepping in a big way. And you got to remember, this kid came from a junior college, Orange Coast College in California on the east side. Making a name for himself in his first start. Rogers' flame-throwing serve picked up. And just a tap over from Victor Novak is all he needs.
You know, maybe simple's the way to go for the Highlanders right now. It worked there. It has worked throughout the match so far. But again, these Cardinals are trying to play fast and speedy, and they just need to simplify things.
Here's a chance to get something going. It's Andre Leishu. Machado. Basilio wants none of it. Completely doming Figueiredo. Carnage at Worthen. Basilio gets his 9th kill.
That went straight off the face of Figueiredo. He had no chance. He was in the spot, but way too much power behind that one.
Now Surratt, the MVP, gets a serve. Lopez to Churkanovic, falls out of bounds. Growing pains of a freshman. 17-8 Cardinal lead.
More errors on the attacking end. They're not even giving the Cardinals a chance to touch it, which is where most of your kills usually come from, attacks that get deflected out of bounds. The Cardinals have been really disciplined.
Surratt tries another. Leishu this time. Nowak falling back to get the 3rd touch. Machado. Basilio tries for 2. Rogers made a sprawling save, but Surratt couldn't get an arm on it. It's now 17-9, and Hines comes in to serve.
Magic number is 8 for the Cardinals. And that's an 8 for the victory the entire match.
And you got to think about for the Highlanders, if you can somehow come back and then win the set, how demoralizing would it be for this Worthen crowd? Savitsky Lin gets 2 straight touches. The set and then the kill. Middle blockers showing out. 18-9.
Savitsky Lin tying it with his block total. He's got 5 kills, 5 blocks.
And in comes Jason Harris. The redshirt sophomore hasn't played any rally in his Ball State tenure so far. These are his first moments on the court. To do that against the 22nd ranked team in the country, comfortable enough to bring in someone with the inexperience of Harris, goes to show how dominant this game has been. Now Harris is a promising prospect at 6'6", and he's shown some pop in practice, but first time we've ever seen him on the floor. Harris gets a try, his first career kill. Second play, first kill. Jason Harris embraced by his teammates.
And now he gets the honor to serve the native of Philadelphia. What a 1-minute sequence that was. You can't feel anything more than happy for the kid.
Silent is the Highlander bench. And Jason Harris, his Cardinal debut. Kill early, attack percentage of 100%. Timeout is called by NJIT. It's 19-10, and it feels like a whole lot more.
And that just goes to show you how interconnected and what a community this Ball State team is. As soon as he got the nod, you could hear the fans, you could hear fellow athletes sitting down here on the left side of the court. We got some fellow Ball State Athletics members, and you know how much this means to him and the team as a whole. They were cheering. It's awesome to see.
We as students get to see some of these players on campus, and a lot of my time as a freshman was spent at the dining hall over there in North Dining, and a lot of these players would go into there as well, get some boar's head, and, oftentimes you would see players the likes of Patrick Rogers, Lucas Machado, but in there was always Jason Harris. Never got any time on the floor, but still one of the guys, and in the limited interactions I've had with him, verbal or nonverbal, you can tell a polite, mild-mannered guy, certainly deserving of the nod today. And although he hasn't had much time on the court, this being his debut, you can tell he's still made a contribution to his team in intangibles. Now he gets to finally show it.
That's right, and you could tell as soon as he got in, the first possession was a serve into the net, but he still stayed alive.
Booming serve for Jason Harris, mishandled. Rogers tries his own, Aleshu gets it. Now Nowak, through the arm of Harris. Not much you can do there when Nowak has a rocket launcher for an arm. It's 19-11.
Now you don't want this to get out of hand like you did in set one, where they were at match set point for quite some time.
Now Churkanovich gets a swing. Dump over from Griffin Satterfield. The subs are coming out for Ball State. Now Satterfield listed as the second setter on the depth chart. He did get a set against the Division III Trine. He had 4 assists and 1 total block. Now tally on a kill for the senior.
And Satterfield, one of those captains, so he's a locker room leader, and he's finally getting some play time.
Coach Iandolo called him Mr. Consistent to start the year. Nowak gets a try. Lewis makes a diving save but goes over. Nowak now up the middle to Letkowski, who gets a kill. Now a chance for some of these underclassmen and guys on the back end of the bench to really get something going. As such, in comes Harrison Girard, but we've seen some substitutions of guys like Bruno Figueiredo, Daniel Letkowski, Parker Moorhead, Gustavo Churkanovich. For the Cardinals, Tyler Wint, Jason Harris, Griffin Satterfield all making their presences felt. And Jacob Surratt, coming off of the bench, has been outstanding. Speaking of outstanding, Patrick Rogers gets the Cards to 21.
Right to left attack there from Rogers, and now the magic number only 4. Inverse scores here, 21-12. Cards are in the driver's seat.
The Highlanders fighting for anything. The serve will be Griffin Satterfield. From the far right side, he offers. Diving is Tidhar, but it's collected. That's Lopez to make the save. Satterfield from the back row, Jason Harris. Why not feed him? But it goes out of bounds. Cards got a little excited, myself included. It's 21-13 now.
An extra inch more inside the court. That's a kill. Too much on that one, but he had the right idea. A wide open back court that we've seen so many times today. They've yet to really fix that issue, but the Cardinals are seeing it and attacking it well.
And it's showing the depth. Topper from Figueiredo mishandled by Surratt, but as I was saying, it shows the depth. Jason Harris hasn't had any time in his career until today, and he comes in, and even in a back row attack that's barely out of bounds, that thing might have gone 50 miles an hour. All of these pin hitters are ridiculous. Figueiredo the serve. Schluch, Satterfield, Surratt tries another, but picked up by Churkanovich. Rogers this time finds the opening through the arm of Aleshu, and a demoralized Highlanders are 3 points away from walking out of here with a loss. Now it's the senior pin hitter, Captain America Patrick Rogers. Lopez off to Nowak on the outside hitter side, kept up from Lewis. Lewis tries again, but Rogers corrals. Satterfield, Lewis on Nowak. Is it a tool? Yes. Through the arm of the opposite, and Ryan Lewis, the baby giraffe, extending for the white.
That's just a great maturity play by Patrick Rogers right there. The attack from the left, he had 2 blockers in front of him, but he hit it in a way that it goes right out of bounds. He knew it wasn't going to make it onto the floor, but he still gets the point.
Timeout called by Coach Gonclaves. Perhaps a final chance to talk things over. He finds his squad down 23-14, a 9-point margin. Highlanders need 11 and to get past the Cardinals before the Redbirds can score 2. What a win this would be for Coach Iandolo. All the questions about this team. They were ranked 5th in the nation, to begin the season last year. Now all the way down to 16. A new head coach. You lose Tinashe and Davizocheva. You lose Rajay Aline. A number of other contributing upperclassmen and guys that left in the transfer portal, and it leaves questions begging to be answered. Can the offensive production remain? Will they still have the net row presence? How will some of these younger pin hitters do? And my goodness, this is the magnum opus for Coach Iandolo in the early goings.
Well, he was also able to retain a lot of the players from not entering the portal. You talk about Will Basilio, Lucas Machado, Pat Rogers, Ryan Lewis. Any of those guys could have gone to any program they wanted and been either a starter or a role player. But Iandolo, they believed in his message, his culture for the team, and now he's going to get his first win against a Division I opponent. And I think that's the real thing. Like, hey, this guy can do it. He can beat the Division I opponents and won from a stellar conference of the likes of the EIVA.
Patrick Rogers gets us back. Service ace for the Roadrunner. It is match point in Muncie. Fans on their feet, arms twirling. Cardinals love to party. For the match, the senior outside hitter Rogers, the coup de grace, no. Out of bounds. Highlanders stay alive, but they rely on Andre Aleshu, the freshman phenom, to keep this game in limbo. From the near left side, he offers. Schlush, Satterfield, Jason Harris tries it twice and caps it off. Erupting is the Cardinal bench. The coup de grace from Jason Harris in his Cardinal debut. Are you kidding me?
Talk about a debut. He gets blocked once, dug back out, and he gets it right on the return, sending the Highlanders back to the Northeast.
No time on the floor for Jason Harris coming into this game. He comes in, gets an early kill, has the chance to serve, and concludes the game. One booming kill somehow kept up by Lopez, comes back his way, and the game in his right hand. His first chance to contribute to ice this one, and he delivers. 25-15 is the final score. All 3 Cardinal sets won by at least 10. Dominance from Muncie, Indiana.
And that is exactly what you want to see out of a first-year head coach. Again, it's the first few games of the season, some D3, D2 opponents, but domination is pretty much what's been the word of Ball State volleyball for these last 5 years.
1 Division I game for Mike Iandolo. 1 Division I win. 3 games as the skipper for Ball State as he gets greeted by his players. 3 games, 3 wins. A clean slate going into a trip in Phoenix. You talk about a litmus test. Next week you got UCLA, ranked best in the country, and then followed by the 9th-ranked Stanford.
Yeah, I think that the next road trip is really going to be the gut check out on the West Coast. Stanford, UCLA, it's only 1 game apiece. Last year they were out there. They got 2 versus UCLA and a couple more games. But this is the time they're really going to see what they're made of. And even if they lose both, if they can play it close and show what they're made of, I think it's going to be a good season for these Cardinals.
I got the chance to talk to Coach Iandolo before the season and leading up to the Trine game, and one of the things that he said among the transition between Coach Cruz to him, he had said that he was very flattered that these guys are so bought in. As you said before, none of these guys, or at least not many of them, left in the transfer portal. It would have been a chance to leave a historic program, yes, but an unpromising one in that moment. And Coach Iandolo comes in as the interim, has 3 straight wins, dominates the 22nd ranked team in the country and now has a chance to make waves in Phoenix. Winning feels good here at Worthen Arena. The volleyball capital of the world sees another victory for the Cardinal in white. Looking to team statistics, you've got 2 cards in double figures. Leading the way is the Roadrunner Patrick Rogers with 16, hitting at an alarming 52% for an outside hitter. Are you kidding me? 3 service aces, 6 digs as well, followed by Ryan Lewis, 11 kills of his own, as well as 7 blocks, showing his net presence. Production on both ends, hitting at 31.8%. Almost 10 kills was Basilio with 9, hitting at 31%. The team as a whole, mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, the ideal hitting percentage you want to be considered a good game is .250. The Cardinals hit at 39%. That's unbelievable offensive production at a spot where there were a lot of questions begging to be answered.
Yeah, and to close the game as a whole, just in set number 4, almost a 50% hitting percentage, closing out strong. Like, they could have really laid back in that 4th set, especially when they got up to maybe a 10-5 lead, but they didn't. They hit at a 50% clip. I can end it there, and only 4 errors.
And you expect a drop-off in a moment like that when you bring in guys with less experience like Satterfield or Jason Harris or Tyler Wint, but they didn't skip a beat. Now turning to NJIT, you still have to give credit for some of their stars. Victor Novak and Andre Aleshu are going to make some waves in the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. 14 and 11 kills respectively. The problem is attack percentage. Nowak hitting 17.6. Aleshu on 29 attacks, 11 kills, yes, but 9 errors, putting his total at 6.9%. The team as a whole hit only 8%. To do that at any level is unbelievable. Even more so when you consider the 16th best team against the 22nd best team. Is the gap really that large?
It might be, and that's really where the rankings come in. I mean, that's why they do have a top 20, but also I want to point out they had 2 players in double-digit kills. So did the Cardinals. And then you look at the errors. On NJIT, 8.5, or 9 plus 8 is 17 between their top 2 players. Only 8 for the Cardinals. They had half the amount of errors between their main attackers, and that's really where the difference comes in, especially in this final set.
Sam, any final thoughts on what was an amazing game for the Cardinals and perhaps a gut check for the Highlanders?
Well, if you're a fellow D1 opponent, especially the teams the Cardinals are going to play, I would look at a lot of the film from today, especially the attacks to the back row. That's what Ball State is going to be built off of this season, and I'm excited for what's ahead, and this team looks primed for a run on the West Coast.
As mentioned previously, the Ball State Cardinals next week will travel to Phoenix, Arizona to face the top-ranked UCLA Bruins, and then shortly after, the 9th-ranked Stanford University. As for the NJIT Highlanders, the last stop on this road trip from Columbus to Muncie ends in Fort Wayne, where they will face the Purdue-Fort Wayne Mastodons. They take a little bit of a week off before facing the Jessup Trojans, and then Damon and St. Francis U the weekend after. Ball State winning in 4, all 3 winning sets by 10 or more points. Dominant performance from the Redbirds, but this has been a broadcast of SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For Sam Klug and the rest of our crew, I'm Dylan Budd saying so long. Thank you for listening. Have a great weekend and a good evening.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.